Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. The Lakers have invested in a young player with star potential, who was named WCC Player of the Year. Young Augustas Marciulionis could bring the purple and gold a lot of joy. Every year following the NBA draft, a number of undrafted players sign Exhibit 10 deals with teams that will get them in summer league and training camp, and also allows the franchise to keep them around on their G League squad should they fail to make the main roster. For the Los Angeles Lakers, one of the intriguing names to receive one of those contracts was point guard Augustas Marciulionis. Those following the NBA back in the early 1990s will be familiar with the last name, as his father Sarunas Marciulionis had a 7-year NBA career in which he averaged 12.8 points per game. But Augustas had a very good college career himself at St. Mary's, where he was the WCC Player of the Year in each of the last 2 seasons. Unfortunately, Lakers fans didn't get a chance to see Marciulionis during Summer League as he suffered a broken foot prior to the draft, and the guard admitted that he suffered his first injury at the worst possible time, but is now nearly back to full strength, via Vitas Djukovicius of Basket News. I probably got injured at the worst possible moment. The strangest thing is that I never had a single injury in college and never missed a game. Now, I'm almost ready to play. At first, it seemed like it would take forever, but time flew by. Marciulionis is continuing to rehab in his native Lithuania and has been watching the Lithuanian national team as they prepare to take part in FIBA Eurobasket 2025. For Marciulionis, however, the goal is to be ready for when Lakers training camp kicks off, and he is on his way to doing that. The point guard has some tools to work with as a real floor general that had nearly a 3-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio in his senior season with the Gales. There are some concerns about his shooting, as he was just a 30.4% shooter from deep in his collegiate career, though he did improve in his final 2 seasons, shooting just under 35% from three-point range. The opportunity will be there for Marciulionis to make an impact for the Lakers once camp begins, as long as he's healthy, and it will be up to him to show that his game can translate to the NBA level. Rising international prospect chooses Lakers over other offers. The stronger pull of the Los Angeles Lakers over smaller market teams was evident once again as undrafted Lithuanian point guard Augustas Marciulionis chose the Lakers over the Milwaukee Bucks. The attention was similar from both teams, Marciulionis told Basket News. But in Los Angeles, there were more people my agent and I knew and trusted. We understood the situation better there. For some reason, LA just felt like the right choice. Still, it wasn't easy because I don't know that much about the NBA environment yet. But we thought this was the best place for me. The 2-time West Coast Conference Player of the Year suffered a broken foot ahead of the 2025 NBA draft, which caused his stock to fall. Now, he is finishing rehab in Lithuania and preparing to enter training camp with the Lakers on a non-guaranteed deal. It was very strange, Marciulionis said with a laugh, speaking to Basket News. That whole period of uncertainty, when I didn't know how things would turn out, was tough. And then the Lakers option came along. But there's still a lot to prove and a lot of work to earn a full contract. They showed me a lot of attention both in interviews and when it came to signing. I'm glad I'm in a good environment that believes in me, that's the most important thing. Uphill battle. Marciulionis faces a steep climb to earn a roster spot in a backcourt already stacked with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Marcus Smart, Gabe Vincent, and rapidly progressing Bronny James. Still, the 6'4" guard is confident. I think all the chances are in my hands, he said. I just need to stay healthy and play well. Of course, I believe I can do it. I hope everything will be fine. Marciulionis, the son of former NBA star Sarunas Marciulionis, who spent 7 seasons in the league, including a stint with the Golden State Warriors, averaged 14.2 points and 5.9 assists for St. Mary's last season. Other Lakers training camp invitees. Marciulionis is one of 4 undrafted players signed to training camp deals by the Lakers. Former North Carolina standout R.J. Davis is the most decorated of the group. The 6-foot guard was the 2024 ACC Player of the Year and winner of the Jerry West Award, leaving UNC as the school's second all-time leading scorer. Davis averaged 17.2 points and a career-best 3.6 assists in his final collegiate season, but he struggled in the 2025 NBA Summer League, shooting just 23.8% from three across 7 games while averaging 8.0 points and 2.5 assists. Also in camp is Eric Dixon, a Villanova guard who led Division I in scoring with 23.3 points per game and earned 3 All-Big East selections. The 6'8" forward center missed Summer League action due to a foot injury but remains in line for a two-way contract. Completing the group is 6'7" wing Arthur Kaluma, who played for Creighton, Kansas State, and Texas in college. Kaluma averaged 12.2 points and 7.5 rebounds in his final season at Texas and posted 4.5 points and 2.0 rebounds during Summer League action. With a mix of international talent, decorated college stars, and athletic wings, the Lakers' training camp class is aimed at bolstering depth behind a crowded but championship-contending backcourt. For Marsoulianis, it represents an opportunity to follow in his father's footsteps and prove he belongs in the NBA. Rob Pelinka compares Lakers rookie Adou Thiero to OG Anunoby. The Lakers do have one rookie who they drafted in Adou Thiero, a hyper-athletic forward who projects as an elite defender at the next level. And Lakers general manager Rob Pelinka believes he can eventually grow into a player like New York Knicks forward OG Anunoby. Lakers reportedly continuously getting LeBron James trade offers from rival. The idea of the Los Angeles Lakers trading LeBron James continues to be extremely far-fetched. Why James would force his way out of playing with a generational talent on a prestige franchise is a mystery. Yes, the Lakers haven't done a good enough job building around Luka as of yet, but the superstar's contract prevents him from finding a superior situation. Still, this doesn't stop rivals from reaching out and hoping to strike a deal. According to a recent report by NBA insider Jake Fisher, the Golden State Warriors have reached out multiple times over the last 18 months, hoping to land James. For Los Angeles fans paying attention, this doesn't come as a surprise whatsoever. LeBron has a well-covered friendship with Draymond Green and is coming off an incredible Olympics run a year ago with Steph Curry. Often, James has made it clear he wishes the duo could play together, and it seems Golden State feels the same. However, there is no legitimate reason for Laker fans to be concerned here. Trading the star is financially difficult, and the Warriors offer no better hopes of contention than Los Angeles. Even if James wanted out, the Lakers hold all the cards with LeBron opting into the final year of his deal. There simply isn't a path for a trade to get done. Lakers superstar LeBron James continues to garner trade speculation. To force a trade, James would have to stoop to behavior that simply doesn't fit the class act the star has always been. It would need to be a repeat of what current Warrior Jimmy Butler accomplished last season to get the Lakers to consider making a move. Add in the fact that you have Bronny James sitting on the bench, and this isn't even a full season with Luka, there is no reason to turn the page. Yes, even from a Lakers perspective, it is easy to see how incredible the fit of James and Curry might be together. It is a move that would break the NBA news cycle and give ESPN something to endlessly discuss. However, as much as Warriors fans might wish for it to happen, the Lakers aren't going to trade James. There is zero motivation to make the move, and unless LeBron is willing to act out of character, the Lakers hold all the cards. While it is a noteworthy report, Los Angeles fans have no reason to be concerned about any changes happening this season. Lakers Insider provides key update on LeBron James-Luka Doncic relationship. The Los Angeles Lakers have had themselves quite the offseason. They didn't endure as many changes as many hoped or expected, but nevertheless, their two superstars were at the forefront of the offseason, Luka Doncic and LeBron James. James and Doncic were in the spotlight, like they usually are, but for different reasons. James' summer revolved around whether or not he would be with the Lakers by the start of the season. As for Doncic, it was whether he'd re-sign with the Lakers for 4 years or 3, it happened to be 3 years. Nonetheless, the two were at the forefront. They are the two best players for the purple and gold, and like the good leaders they are, they were in constant communication this summer, according to Lakers insider Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points. Irwin stated how sources close to him said that James and Doncic have maintained communication this summer. Speaking of James, sources close to the team reiterated recently that he and Doncic have maintained communication dating back to the onset of the summer, with the focus being how they can make each other better. Rampant speculation about James' future aside, both superstars are looking forward to playing together again next season. The two were only teammates for a little less than 3 months, and only played 23 games together. Doncic and James did not have the proper time to gel together. What makes things a bit more complicated is that their play style is a bit similar. The two have often been compared to each other, and that has been evident since Doncic made his debut in the league back in 2018. The Lakers are led by Doncic and James. They will only go as far as the two can take them, but they cannot do it alone. However, if they are both on the same page, the Lakers can make some noise in the loaded Western Conference. Doncic and James are both unselfish players, and while they already have a vision for how things should come together, the coaching staff, led by J.J. Redick, will play a major part in making it all work. Luka Doncic must embrace one thing for Lakers he never did for Mavericks. The Lakers must get something out of Luka Doncic that the Mavericks couldn't. After signing a max extension, the Los Angeles Lakers have a lot riding on superstar Luka Doncic. They are hoping to build around him post-LeBron James, but there have been some concerns about his work ethic, resulting in the Dallas Mavericks giving up on him. To his credit, Doncic has bought into the Lakers after dropping 30 pounds during the summer and looks like he is in the best shape of his NBA career. That alone is reason to be optimistic, but there is still the pressing matter of defense. Luka Doncic must play defense like he never has for the Lakers. Doncic is capable of being a better defender than he is, but he often lacks effort on that end of the floor. Carrying such a big offensive load is at least partially to blame, but he doesn't even do the bare minimum most of the time. He often falls asleep when guarding off ball, making himself susceptible to back cuts. When he's arguing with a referee after a perceived non-call, his teammates are forced to try and cover for him until he finally decides to get back on defense. That's an ugly look, and it infamously cost him a championship by doing all of those things against the Boston Celtics in the 2024 NBA Finals. With better conditioning, he will hopefully have more energy to use on that end of the floor. Luka Doncic is key to the Los Angeles Lakers defense. At his best, Doncic isn't some defensive stopper that can swing games. However, shoring up their weakest link on defense will make the Lakers much better on that end of the floor. Raising their defensive floor would help to raise their overall ceiling. Los Angeles has already brought in several solid defenders in DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, and former Defensive Player of the Year Marcus Smart. They should give Los Angeles more defensive personnel than they had post-Doncic trade. Maybe not top 10 good defensively, but perhaps top half good. Combine that with a Doncic-led offense, which is usually good enough to be top 10, and the Lakers could be surprisingly balanced on both sides of the ball. All in all, the Lakers need Doncic to buy in defensively for them to reach their full potential next season. If he does, then the Lakers will be able to have a solid defense and a strong offense, which could propel them back into title contention. NBA expert predicts LA Lakers won't meet expectations, could trade LeBron James mid-season to Cavaliers. The Los Angeles Lakers boast two of the biggest stars in the NBA with LeBron James and Luka Doncic, although their success might not be sustainable. After adding Luka Doncic at the trade deadline last season, it's easy to see the Los Angeles Lakers as title favorites this upcoming year. After all, they boast Doncic, LeBron James, and Austin Reeves, perhaps the best third option in the entire league. However, there are still unanswered questions about their depth, defense, and health. James will turn 41 this season, and it's unclear how much motivation he has left, much less gas in the tank. As the Lakers grapple with a promising yet uncertain future, drastic measures are expected. Experts predict LA Lakers won't meet expectations. James, at his peak, was a dominant defender, demonstrated by his 6 all-defensive team selections. However, his legs have a lot of miles on them, and DeAndre Ayton, Jake LaRavia, Dalton Knecht, Doncic, and Reeves aren't exactly potty caliber. On top of that, James seems displeased by the Lakers not committing to him long-term, and he will be an unrestricted free agent this summer, so his buy-in to the team's success has been questioned. "I don't see how the Lakers stay at a number 3 seed again," wrote Yahoo's Tom Haberstroh. "I'm a believer in skinny Luka, but if LeBron James is at all checked out, there's not nearly enough depth on this roster to sustain a level required to claim first-round home-court advantage. I fear the talent drop-off after Luka Doncic, James, and Austin Reeves will doom them this season." Of course, even a not-bought-in James is still an elite player, and Doncic, now that he is in shape, is expected to return to being a front-runner in the MVP race. However, as the Phoenix Suns demonstrated, having 3 stars surrounded by below-average players does not guarantee success. James' mentality aside, the Lakers have very real on-court issues to address, as well. Lakers might move on from LeBron James to secure long-term success. Even if James finishes this season making his 22nd All-NBA team, it's impossible to define him as a building block. He will be 41 at the end of the season, and while he has made it clear that he dreams of playing with both Suns in the NBA, Bryce making the league is not a guarantee, and in an effort to bolster their core around Doncic, flipping James to the highest bidder makes a lot of sense. James has been linked to the Dallas Mavericks, Miami Heat, and Golden State Warriors, although a homecoming to Cleveland would be the best way for him to end his career. It won't be easy, but if the Cavs get off to a slow start, Darius Garland's contract could be large enough to grease the wheels in a 3 or 4-team trade, predicted Haberstroh. James' trade value is at an all-time low, but the Cavaliers have an on-ball guard in Donovan Mitchell, and James, even at his advanced age, would fit the roster well. It's only a question of building a deal to get him there.